Hey everybody, on this episode of Mr. Fix, I'm going to recap on how to install one of those Reolink doorbell video cameras. Now, the issue here that we faced is the Wi-Fi is good, but if you have an exterior home like this one, you got a big problem because it's super thick and the Wi-Fi doesn't really get to this section and you have communication problems between this and your modem. So, what you're going to have to do is first off, you're going to get the Reolink app. You're going to follow the instructions. Everything's going to work fine. If you have to run an Ethernet cable, you're going to have to run an Ethernet cable from this to your modem. Okay? Now this one here has an SD card that's associated to it, but now we've had problems with it, so we're going to have to take it apart, and I'm going to show you how it works inside. So they come with a little pin. Underneath here is a little hole. So when you see the hole, once you kind of get in there and push up, it'll come out. So if you look at it, here's your Ethernet, here's your SD card. Now the problem with that SD card is once it goes in, it's really hard to get out. So I'm hoping that a really easy fix here, hopefully this works, and I'll check the communication, is I have one of these park tools for taking off bike tires, because I want to try to really push that SD card in a little bit more. Oh, and that's the reason why, because it wasn't in all the way. So I'm sure now the SD card will work. So what happens here is when you do the hole, back up a little bit. Now, when I had to pass the Ethernet cable, I needed a 3/4 inch hole to do that. So what I did was I did a 3/4 inch hole. This, and then to cover up the hole, what I used is, if you can see that rubber stopper, that's from a cork. And what I did was I slid it over here, and then I just slid the cables in. So this should correct the problem now, because that card was sticking out a little bit too much, and you saw how I popped it in. So just push it in all the way. It must have been just maybe gravity. Now to put this back on, you're going to hook this on, and then it just snaps. Now, in order to power it, if you have an existing doorbell and not use the adapter that it has for this, is you're going to go to this doorbell here, and you're going to run a jumper cable. Now, check the instructions out. This one was front and rear or whatever it is, but you can notice that the jumper cable goes from one to the other, and then that'll give the proper current to the Reolink, and then you won't have to use the adapter provided. But if you want, you can use that. You have two options. Yeah. And that's it. Now, so that's how we complete the Reolink installation on this one. Use the proper screws, go with the app, follow the instructions. You're going to get a chime. The chime, just follow the instructions. The chime you plug in, it communicates with this. It's really good. Make sure that you're at the location to install, and it should be good. And I hope you like this video. Good luck to you and installing your Reolink doorbell camera. And thanks for watching, Mr. Fix.